Hello guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a top 10. Not done many this year, but this is one, and this is in our Criterion week. So I'm going to be doing my top 10 favourite Criterion releases that I own. Now this doesn't necessarily mean these are the best Criterion films, because there's still a load more to go. I've got about sort of 17 to 20 Criterion films. I don't own too many because they're quite expensive. But the ones I've got are ones that I've carefully picked out from the collection, because like I said to you when I did my Criterion pickup, I look at the Criterion releases as an investment. The same as my Second Sight releases and possibly Arrow video. I look at them investments because they're more than a film, they're an experience. And Criterion, so above Arrow, but maybe on par with Second Sight, tend to pick quality films, really high quality, well acted, very artistically sort of like pleasing, and that they have an amazing array of films. And these are my top 10 favourite releases. But before we get to the 10, I do have a few honourable mentions to mention. First of all, our honourable mention is Eraserhead, which I haven't put in there, although it's a great release. I have done a full unboxing of this on my channel. When I saw the film, I enjoyed it. I thought it was really cool. I just found it a little bit too, I was a little bit out of depth with it, because just some things about it I just didn't get on with. But it was cool, and I did score it about an 8 out of 10. I've re-watched it again since, and it's gone up to a 9 out of 10 for me. I've enjoyed it the second time more. I do think it's one of those films that requires multiple viewings. But yeah, it is a really cool release from the incredible David Lynch. So it's an honourable mention for me. Another honourable mention is Roman Polanski's Repulsion. Now, I haven't watched this edition yet. This is why it's an honourable mention. Because I've seen it, I've seen the film, so I know the film, it's a great film. But I don't know too much about the transfer yet. So I've given it an honourable mention until I bring it to review on my channel. It might well go into my top 10 once I've seen it. It is a fantastic film, really cool. Great horror film from Roman Polanski from the 60s. But until I've viewed it, I can't give you an honest sort of like, yeah, that's in my top 10. Every film like I've seen, or I've seen before, and I haven't got round to viewing it yet on the Criterion label. So this is why they're getting honourable mentions. Now this one I haven't watched yet, but I can't wait to watch it. In fact, I'm going to watch it on my next days off, and it's the Pinocchio by Del Toro. Again, I've done a full unboxing of this with my pickup video, along with Repulsion. Really cool addition to my collection, my humble but wonderful collection. Like I say, I will only buy films that I know I'm going to like. I love Del Toro films. I love all of his films: Pan's Labyrinth, Devil's Backbone, Nightmare Alley, and all the other wonderful films he's made. But this is just something that I really wanted in my collection. When it came out, my lad bought it, and I kept asking, what's it like? What's it like? Because I haven't watched it yet, Dad. So in the end, I've just given up and I got it myself. So I will be watching that very short, and I will review it. And the other one was another recent buy. Hasn't made the top 10 yet, because again, I know the film. I've seen it about 40 odd years ago, and I've not seen it since, and it's Lord of the Flies. So until I've watched it, I can't give it an absolute 100%. Yeah, that's in my top 10. So, but it is a great release, and I have done an unboxing with this with my other releases on that day. So that is my honourable mention. So what we're going to do with the top 10, we're going to have a deep down look. We're going to have a top down look at my top 10. So let's not waste any time. These are at the moment my top 10 favourite Criterion releases. So of course we're going to start here at number 10. We will look through these releases individually. Now this is 1958 in the Criterion collection. So, or is it 909? 909, I believe. That's the year it was made, 1968. This is 909 on their release. So this is the release of the classic George R.A. Romero film Night of the Living Dead, the 1960s horror film, in wonderful packaging with incredible sort of like artwork that runs across the double page there. Really, really nice. It comes with the film. I believe this is just a Blu-ray release, so it comes with I think double Blu-ray. I'm sure it does. Not too keen on this clipping. This is why it didn't get too high for me. Yeah, it's got 2 Blu-rays in here of the film with special features on the second disc. So yeah, the more modern packaging I think is better than these clips, because these, if you look, they tend to wear thin, so it makes you not want to get it out too much and play it. It does come with a poster though, and this poster has an essay on the back of it. One of my favourite horror films. There's the poster. You can just about make it out long ways, and I have that tattooed on my arm. So yeah, fantastic. And on the opposite side is like an essay of the film, and it also features a listing of the credits and the cast of the film, obviously with Dwayne Jones, Judith Odell and Carl Hardman. Fantastic film, really, really, really cool. And obviously George Romero playing Don Quinn, uncredited. So it's really, really cool. Great movie, classic horror film, important historical horror film. When people say that Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a historically important horror film, I disagree. This is though. This is historically important. So that is my number 10 in my top 10 favourite Criterion releases, and that is Night of the Living Dead. At number 8 is a film with Robert Mitchum, and it's called The Night of the Hunter, directed by Charles Lawton, in 1955. This is number 541 in the Criterion releases, with Robert Mitchum and Shirley Winters, where Robert Mitchum plays a serial killer, and he is dressed up as a preacher because he's trying to get, because when he was in prison, he met a guy who was in there who killed someone but hadn't robbed a bank for $10,000, and he's give it to his children to hide, and he's trying to infiltrate the family just so he can find out where the money is, and the story takes off from there. It's a kind of, how would I describe it, a thriller, action, horror, noir. That's it's pretty much everything, isn't it really? But that's how I would describe it. Great release from Criterion. I have reviewed this on my channel. I did give it a 10 out of 10. And the release comes, this is a Blu-ray release, so I prefer this packaging. This is so much better, so much nicer. Comes with 2 discs. Really, really cool. The movie's on this disc, and I believe the special features are on disc 2, with the love-hate on his hand tattoos, which was always thinking, well, why would you have them tattooed if you're a priest? You know, so people didn't really, people asked him about it in the film, but they didn't really catch on why. So we'll have a look at the booklet. Really cool booklet. Fantastically shot film in black and white. It looks stunning. It's a stunning transfer. I'm not sure if this has had a 4K release. It would have been nice to have got the 4K, but if it was, but I'm happy with this one. Yeah, so it does star Robert Mitchum and Shirley Winton. There we have the cast. Holy Terror tells you the story. This did go on to become an influence to the Cape Fear films, I believe, because the premise is not too different on those. Another guy got out of prison, sort of hounding a family. So yeah, Robert Mitchum plays his role extremely well, extremely evil and sadistic. He's a horrible, horrible person, but he's a serial killer. He doesn't care. He picks on families with some wealth and sort of kills members. You know, you don't see all that, but that's the backstory of it. You just see him with these two hounding this family for the money, and this gives you information about the transfer of it and the special thanks and acknowledgements to the release itself. Wonderful picture there, the back of Robert Mitchum. Fantastic release, really cool. Highly recommend this film. Bit of a slow burn, but it's really, really cool. So number 9 is The Night of the Hunter. We've got a monster film next at number 8, and we have Godzilla vs. Violent. Now this is one of the, I think, one of the 80s versions. This is 1989, so this is when Godzilla was going through its sort of reboot in Japan. This is a Japanese film directed by Kazuki Omori, 1989, and it is number 1254. I believe this came out last year. It's a great Godzilla film. Like I say, as it's a more up-to-date, some of the effects look a bit better than the dated ones, but I love the dated ones too. So this also comes with the film, and it also comes with the poster, with, I believe, the information on the back of the poster. So if we close the box, the poster is really, really unique and very cool. If I put it long ways, you should be able to see it. Very, very cool. Picture of Violent there, and you can just make out Godzilla in the background there. And it has the cast there, starring Yoshiko Tanaka is in the film. Now this is a sort of a kind of a modern story, because it's based on sort of like our ecosystem, how we're ruining it by all the sort of waste and stuff that we get. It's all poured into the wrong places, just like the waters and things like that, and it's created this creature, this violent creature. Very, very cool film, excellent movie, highly recommend it. It has had a 4K release. I bought the Blu-ray. Just again, it's all down to pricing. This was about £23. The Blu-ray was about 30 plus, and I just thought, do you know what? I'm going to be quite happy with the Blu-ray over the 4K, because their transfers are just as good on both formats, and I'm just thinking it's not going to look that much different to be really significant enough to want to pay an extra like £10. But it's a great film, highly recommend that. So number 8 in my favourite Criterion films. Let's have a look. Yeah, number 8, I believe. Let me count this again, guys. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Okay, so that is number 8. Sorry, I'm just losing count. Number 7 is a Del Toro film, and it is the recent purchase that I bought of Nightmare Alley. Fantastic sort of modern noir film based on the sort of a decline of America, if you like. It's a very cool film. It plays out like a 1930s sort of film, really. Very sort of like a gangster noir film, like mixed with like LA Confidential. It's got a fantastic mix of film. It's a really cool film. I have yet to review this on my channel, but I will. It comes with 4 discs. Comes with 2 4Ks and 2 Blu-rays with 2 different versions of the film, the director's extended cut and the theatrical cut, on both formats, loaded with special features. So let's have a little look at the booklet. which we've already seen when I did this on the unboxing, so I'll just flick through it. It has some images. This is the black and white version. There is a colour version available, but I got the black and white one, and it does star Kate Blanchett and William Dafoe, Ron Perlman, Bradley Cooper, so it's got a very strong cast. Very, very cool. And it goes through all the credits of the film, and this booklet opens out like this with a very long essay from Sarah Wainman and a sort of introduction about the director's cut by Del Toro. So wonderful, wonderful set. Really, really cool. You can see why this is quite high. It was quite pricey. It was about £35. But when you've got 4 discs, you're just thinking, okay, and it's a high quality release from Criterion. This is a 2021 film, and it is number 1286. When I did the unboxing, I thought it was a 2025 film because it says it inside the box. It says there, see, 2025, but what it was, that's the director's cut, is 2025, and it's got 9 minutes extra over the theatrical cut, which was out in 2021. The strange thing about it is that you've got the theatrical cut is in colour, and it's on Dolby Atmos, and you have the extended director's cut, which is in black and white, but it doesn't have the Dolby Atmos, which I was thinking, why couldn't you have done the Dolby Atmos on both, you know? But there we go. Fantastic film. I will review it and bring it to my channel. So that is number 7, I believe. So number 6, we join directed by Richard Lester, A Hard Day's Night, starring Paul McCartney, John Lennon, Ringo Starr and George Harrison. This is the Beatles, Hard Day's Night. It also stars William Bramble, who you may know from Steptoe and Son. So this is a 1964 film, and it's number 711 in the Criterion collection. This is the 4K release, and it's been director approved by Richard Lester. I bought this in HMV. They had a Criterion sale just before Christmas. I bought this for £20. I was really, really chuffed to pick this up. Very cool. So we'll have a look at this set. So it comes with a rather large book, which we will go through. It comes with the film on Blu-ray and 4K. And I believe the special features are on the Blu-ray disc as well. It's a nice picture behind the Blu-ray. Very cool. Should have had the soundtrack in it. But that will be down to copyright, getting the copyright from the right companies to get that parlophone. So let's have a look at the booklet. I haven't brought this to my channel yet, so we'll have a good look at this one. So we've got loads of pictures there. There's William. Oops, sorry guys. There's William Bramble there from Steptoe and Son. Plays out our Steptoe. And there's pictures of the lads there getting ready for their shoot. Then we go through the cast, as you see: John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison, Ringo Starr, Wilfred Bramble, Norman Rosington, who I've seen in loads of things, Norman Junket, Victor Spinetti, again, he's been in so many things. Fantastic cast, all the way down. Lionel Blair's in it. Yeah, really cool. I wish they would do a magical mystery tour on Criterion. So information about the film, all the musical directing by George Martin, songs by John Lennon and Paul McCartney. So we go through this booklet with pictures from the films and behind the scenes, and loads of essays and stories about the making of the film. So great pictures there. And it follows the lads on like a sort of tour It is a proper sort of film story sort of thing, but with interactive sort of songs. It was popular to do that. I think when Elvis Presley started to do films, then Cliff Richard started doing the films. I think it just got popular, so the Beatles did it, and it still carried on through the 70s. That there's a Slade film, and all these wonderful sort of bands went and made films. But I think, why not? I mean, the Monkees did TV series and stuff like this, you know. So why can't the Beatles do it? So we've got some wonderful pictures from the film. Got lyrics there for a Hard Day's Night. More pictures from the movies and the makings of, and still shots from the scenes. The Citizen Kane of jukebox movies. Yeah, that's a fair description. I like these colour photos because the film is in black and white. And I'll tell you why it's so high up in a minute. We've got loads and loads of essays and interviews and photos of the lads. So you can see one of the reasons why this is so high is the book alone. Look at it. George there. So we've got interviews in here with the band members and the cast and crew. Some nice, again, colour pictures. Again, in the film were black and white. And we've got there about the restoration into 4K. So why is this so high up in my Criterion? Because it's like, you know, it's a music film, Josh. Well, one, it's great, it's incredible. Two, it's got an amazing book. And three, the transfer is phenomenal. The 4K transfer is absolutely stunning. Yes, it's black and white, but it's absolutely stunning. It's incredible. Amazing. Wow, so that is my number 6 favourite Criterion release that I have. Number 5 is an Italian film. Not many in the Criterion, so this one I love, and it's by Ilo Petri. And it's called Investigation of a Citizen Above Suspicion. So, is it a giallo? No, it's a thriller. It's an Italian thriller, but it has a giallo feel about it. It's about this police officer who murders his mistress and then covers it up and hides it all under the noses of his colleagues and stuff like that. It's a very, very clever, very cool film. This was released in 1970, and it's number 682 in the Criterion collection. It's such a clever film, really, really cool. Runs for 115 minutes and it's in colour. It does, it's in Italian with English subtitles. It's such a cool film, really, really cool. We're one of the very few 18 certificates as well in the Criterion. I think there's one more 18 to come. So this is another great release from them. Comes with a hefty book. It comes with a Blu-ray disc. Yeah, so it's great to have an Italian film in the Criterion collection. So here's the book, which goes through the cast. Has Gian Maria Voltaire, who plays the main character. I'm trying to see if there's any names in there you might know from Italian horror films. I'm sure there is a couple in there. Directed by, say, Elio Petri. Very cool film. Really, really different. Really suspenseful as well. This must have been influential to so many films. And it's a wonderful book. It goes through the history of the film and how this was accepted by the industry and it became quite popular. It did do really well, I believe, even in America. It's a really cool film, and a lot of people say it's their favourite Italian thriller. And I can understand that because it's fantastic, but it does have a little giallo feel about it. But it is very, very, it's like the Italians get Carter kind of thing. You know, it's got that sort of rough and ready and raw feel to the film, which is fantastic. Really love it. If you like sort of thrillers and stuff like that, then this is the film for you in my collection. So it's very text heavy essay here about the film. There's a lot to say about it. And then we have about the transfer, and then we also have the thanks and the acknowledgements of this production. So number 5 is an Italian thriller, Investigation of a Citizen Above Suspicion, which obviously means he's above suspicion because he's a police officer, so he's not really suspected. Fantastic film, really gripping, amazing film. Highly recommend that at number 5. Number 4 is not a too long recent pickup, but it's a film that I absolutely adore. It's a Martin Scorsese film, and it's The Last Temptation of Christ, starring the wonderful William Dafoe, and David Bowie, I believe, stars in this, and Harry Dean Stanton stars in it, and Barbara Hershey, Harvey Keitel. So it's a very strong cast. It is one of the director approved transfers of the film. It's 1988, and this is number 70 on the Criterion collection. We have been through this in my pickup video, so we'll have just a grim look at reminder of the book, which breaks down, folds out, just like the modern ones now tend to do like this rather than a booklet. And here we have the cast there, which is fantastic, really cool. So I said we have been through this in my when I received it in my pickup video. Fantastic film, giving you a different perspective and a different story to the Jesus, which I won't go into because I will be bringing this to my channel. So number 4, The Last Temptation of Christ. So you're thinking, Joff, now you've gone through all your recent pickups, so what is your top 3? Okay, so number 3, 2 of them, number 2 and number 3 are by the same director, and it's a film by Jim Jarmusch, and it's called Dead Man. I absolutely love this film. It's a western from a different perspective. It's a 1995 film, and this is 919 in the collection. It runs for 121 minutes, and it's in black and white, and it's on a 2.0 soundtrack. It does have an 18 certification. Yeah, it's about our main character, played by Johnny Depp. He's a wanted man, and it's about people on the hunt to search him down because he's like a wanted man. That's why it's called Dead Man. There's Johnny Depp there, and it's another wonderful shot film with an extremely incredible cast. We have Johnny Depp, Gary Farmer, Lance Henriksen, we have Iggy Pop, we have Billy Bob Thornton in the film, we have John Hurt in the film, we have Robert Mitchum in the film, we have Gabriel Byrne. You know, it's just a non-ending cast. Crispin Glover is in the film. You know, it's just an absolute endless cast of incredible actors, and it's got a little bit of a black comedy feel to it as well. I found it quite humorous when I was watching it, but it's a wonderfully shot film, and it's definitely one of my favourite Johnny Depp films. So yeah, I had to put this in my top 10. Absolutely incredible. Great booklet as well This is what I'm trying to tell you. This is why I love Criterions, because look at this. This is just immense, isn't it? You know, and it gives you the history of the film. It gives you essays. It gives you information about the transfer. And this transfer was supervised by Jim Jarmusch, who is fantastic director. His films are incredible. And that's why he's got 2 of them in my top 3. Because this is number 3, Dead Man, starring Johnny Depp. Fantastic Western. So number 2 is another Jim Jarmusch film, and it is called Down by Law. One of my favourite films of all time. 100% one of my favourite films of all time. This is a 1986 film. This is number 166 in the collection. Incredible film about 3 inmates in a local, I think, sort of like southern, not in South America, but like the sort of Texas sort of area of America, the south side of America, and they're in prison there, and they escape, and it's about their escape and their way of dealing with it. This is 107 minutes, and again, it's shot in black and white. Fantastic film, really, really cool. It is about a prison breakout. Really, really cool. Absolutely love this film. And once again, it comes with an incredible booklet and the film in Blu-ray. So this booklet once again folds out like thus. We've got the production notes here, and over this side we shall have the cast and other things. So this stars the incredible Tom Waits, Jim Leary and Roberto Benigni, who are absolutely fantastic. Tom Waits in this film is incredible. You know, he's one of my favourite musicians. You know, he's fantastic sort of singer-songwriter, like a jazz singer-songwriter who I adore. And he's fantastic in this film. It's really, really cool. And in fact, Tom does the music for the film too. Absolutely wonderful. It's such a cool black comedy, humorous, sort of like heartwarming, but very sad as well storyline. It's really, really cool. And it's about these 3 lads breaking out of prison, out of jail, down by law. Incredible film. When I saw this film in the 80s, because I'd not long become a Tom Waits fan, and this film got released, and I just fell in love with it. I bought it on VHS and I watched it. I wore the tape out. I had to rebuy it, and I wore that one out. And I didn't buy it again until I picked it up on the Criterion now. It's just fantastic. Amazing. So, number 1. I'm cheating because it's a load of films. And it is the Godzilla Showa era. Just getting up for a minute, guys, just to see if I can raise this slightly up so we can have a look at this set. So this is my favourite release on Criterion at the moment. How can it not be? Look at it, guys. You know, it's got an amazing set of films, amazing artwork, and it covers all of the Showa films from 1954 to 1975, and it's set out in a booklet breaking down all the movies. So in this box set you have Godzilla, Godzilla Raids Again, King Kong versus Godzilla, Mothra versus Godzilla, Ghidorah the 3-headed monster, Invasion of the Astro Monster, Ibra, Horror from the Deep, Son of Godzilla, Destroy All Monsters Attack, Godzilla vs. Hedorah, Godzilla vs. Gigan, Godzilla vs. Megalon, Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, and the Terror of Mechagodzilla. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 films in this set. And we've got a history of the Godzilla's pop culture there. and all these have all unique artwork displaying for each film. So this is the original film of Godzilla, 1954, classic film. See, each one has got different artwork with different artists. I believe I have done a deep down look on this on my channel. Incredible artwork. So this is why this is my number one. The only negative thing about it is the sheer size. It doesn't fit in your rack. I did see on Estri, whatever it's called, that someone is selling like a case, you know, like a thick case, so you can put all the films in, which I thought was a really cool idea. It does have the original sort of cover. They've made it into the cover like that, but you're not going to have all this, so I've just kept this as it is. Incredible, really cool. My favourite ones in here is definitely the first one, Godzilla, and probably this one, Godzilla versus Hedorah. Really love this film. Violent is kind of a little bit similar to that one, but it's a great film. So every single one here has a unique artwork. There's your Mecha Godzilla, Terra Mecha Godzilla, and then right at the back is your movies. You have, how many discs have we have? 2, 4, 6, 8 discs, but obviously the films are doubled up on some of the discs. Some of the films are on their own, like obviously the original Godzilla's on his own, but like you pick up another one here and it's got like 2 movies on it. So it's really, really cool, and they all sit in these little pockets, which is quite nice. So that is my favourite Criterion release. So another long video, but wow, what can I do? I mean, how can this be beat? You know, how can they beat this? I mean, it's an amazing, if you're a Godzilla fan or you like monster flicks and the history of monster flicks, this is the box set to go for, isn't it? It's just ultimate for Godzilla. I just wish they picked up the 80s films. No one seemed to have released them here in the UK. In America, you can get them on sort of Blu-rays there, but they're all Region A. I've looked into them, but you can't pick them up. So that, guys, is my top 10 favourite Criterion releases. Now, if you don't own any Criterion films, where would I recommend you starting? I'll pick 3 titles out to start. I think this one is definitely one to pick up straight away. There is other versions that I believe Network released one, but the Criterion one is exceptional. But do be aware, I believe the frame is in a smaller frame because it is in high definition. But it's a really cool film and it's really historically important. I would definitely pick that up, but I'd also pick this one up because it's one of my favourite films ever made, and it's Down by Law. Really cool, well crafted film. Absolutely amazing. And of course we'll stick for Jim for the other recommendation, Dead Man. So they are the 3 that, if you haven't got any Criterion, they're the 3 I'd recommend you starting with. They're really, really cool. But Criterion is an absolute minefield because there's so much talent, but there's also a lot of pretentious films in there. There's a lot of art house films and a lot of sort of like films that appeal to actors and directors, you know, like things that would not maybe be on your radar. But why not give them a try? I mean, there's a few, because if you go onto YouTube and go to the Criterion channel, they have what's called the Criterion Closet, and they invite famous people to go in there, and they're all surrounded by Criterion releases. Unfortunately, one little negative about the videos, they're American in the sense of like they're Region A. So a lot of releases that you'll think, oh, I've got to get that, they'll be Region A, not Region B. But there is some. So if there is a sort of film on there that really takes your fancy, then it's definitely worth having a little route to see if they've released it in the UK. I'll let you know now, everyone I've reviewed are all UK releases. You can normally tell by the UK ones because they're all certified down at the bottom, so and look at the region. We're region B, so a lot of those that they pick out region A, but it's still fascinating because you see films, you think, never heard of that, but I might quite like it because I appreciate that actor, be it Cillian Murphy, be it Winona Ryder, all sorts of things. William Dafoe's been in there. Whoever it is, Del Toro's been in there twice because he's greedy. But check those out because they're really fascinating, and you might discover your next favourite movie. Massive shout out to my lad. Cheers, guys.